Okay, so as you know, it's the DM4800, and we're gonna go through the power up sequence here. So it's really easy. First of all, let me show you how it's plugged in. So I have my Mac. It is running Catalina. Okay. So coming out the USB-C to Thunderbolt, and then Thunderbolt 800 to 400. Okay, and that goes back into the Tascam, plugged into the back. The other cord that's coming out here is the USB cord for the controls for these guys. Okay, so there's two cables. You cannot use this as an interface if you don't have the FireWire card. The FireWire is what that guy is that goes in. So if you have no FireWire, you can't use it as an interface, but you can use it as a control surface. Okay, so we're powered up. It's going to do its little control thing here. All right, project reload complete. There we go. Now you can see it. All right. So first thing I'm gonna do, Alt Digital. Okay, and then we're gonna go to slot 1 and 2, and it says card status locked. That's what you want. If that does not work, okay, you're gonna power it off. You're gonna come over here to your computer, and I don't know why this works. Unplug everything and only plug in the FireWire. Okay, then go back, turn it on, run through the sequence, starting it up again, check, and it should connect to it. If that doesn't work, turn the mixer back off, keep the FireWire plugged in, and just restart your computer, and then do the same process. Now there's some drivers you have to install. I will link those drivers in here. You have to install. Super easy. Once those drivers are installed, you can run through this process, and I will show you. I'll definitely edit all of this out. Does its thing. All right, so I'll just do this. I'll just open this project up for an example. And you're going to see these guys flick on here in a second. Bam. There they go. All right, so here's an important thing to remember is your input and output setup. So basically, over here you have 1 through 24. 25 through 48, 49 through 64, bus 1 through 24, your aux is in your remote. Okay, when you're setting this up, 1 through 24 is your analog inputs. Okay, now we're going to go to the input screen. Okay, so we're going to come down here to routing. This is just the Alt button to mark the blue ones, so routing. Okay, you're going to set your inputs. The way this works is this screen is your layer select. This is like where your source is from, like what you're going to put in, and this is where you actually put it at. That makes any sense. So like channel 1 is mic line 1. There's this option, like you can see just below it. There's that. You can make that another thing. Don't mess with it unless you want to do some complicated stuff. That's more than deeper than you need to go to. So this rotary knob, we'll change him. So 1 through 16, see input channel 1, mic line 1. Same way all the way down through 16. And then same thing all the way down to 24. Now look what happens here. So once we get to channel 25, it's slot 1, 1, slot 1, 2. So there's 2 FireWire slots you could have in there potentially. So this is 1. And so 25 through 48 is my slot. So that's like your returns from your computer, basically. So that's how that works. And basically, whenever you're setting it up, if it doesn't look like that, you come down here to source select, and you go to slot 1, and then use this little rotary tool, and you'll see this one change. So right now it says 1.9. I can change it to 1.10, so on and so forth. We're going to keep it on 1.9 and then hit enter. Okay, stays good. So now, outputs. Oh, I guess I could continue on here. So that's channel 33 through 48. We go down to 49 through 64. Slot 1, 25, and 26. And then you have your effects left and right. And then assignable returns on 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. Okay, and this also has ADAT. So I have my ADAT set up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 through 64. So just again, these are your inputs. So like when you go to record, okay, say you have the mic plugged in to line 2 here. Hold on, let me get to outputs first before I do that. Okay, outputs. So it's set up for bus direct. I used to have this mic line, was not a good idea. So I changed it to bus direct. The reason being is the EQ section, the compressor section was separate. It was going straight from the input, from the preamp, right to the FireWire card. So if I wanted to do an EQ shaping on the board itself, it was not going to be affected by what I recorded into my DAW. So if you want to be able to put EQ on a kick drum and print that, you can, instead of doing this bus 1 direct one, we can come here to the inputs, mic line, and then just change that to mic line 1, basically, is what you're going to do. But I wanted to keep it on bus direct. The reason being, again, is that way everything, like if I put EQ in, if I want to tone shape something without using the software plugin, it's there. I don't have to worry about sucking up process on my computer side because it's doing it here. No big deal. Works great. So, but the caveat, well, not really a caveat, it just takes a little bit extra setting up. So once you set it up mic line, you come here to the output assign. Each one of these, if you watch me select it, it's going to change. So right now it's on 1. When I select channel 2, it goes to 2. 3 goes to 3. So each one of these channels is its own bus. Okay, so you got bus 1 through 24. Okay, so 24 buses, 24 channels are in one, basically. So if you don't want to mess with that, then you just do mic line. You don't have to worry about this direct being on, and you will have to put these in yourself. So you'll have to click on 1. You'll have to select your channel. Okay, click 1. So I clicked it. You want to make sure stereo is lit up. So that's what's going to come out of your monitors. And you want to make sure direct is lit up. And then you go 2. You select 2, stereo direct, 3, bus 3, stereo direct, all the way down the line. And you can see it moves as I go down the line. Okay, so that's how that will work. So your DAW will pick this up. So whenever you come into your DAW and you create a new track, we come down to the very end here. So I create a new track. and I want to have it on input 4. Actually, we'll do 3 right now. So I'm going to bring up 3. And let's see. I already got one plugged in. Nope, I got one plugged into 4. Let's change this to 4. We're doing this on the fly, guys. So now we're into 4. Hook up my SM57 with one hand. Okay. So 2, 3, 4. All right. So we're gonna record arm the track in Pro Tools. You can see as I tap, it's picking up the signal. Okay. If I turn direct off, it's not getting a signal anymore as I tap. Okay, so that should help you rule out some stuff. Another thing, watch this. We're gonna tap that signal. I'm continuing to tap right now, and if you mute the channel, nothing. So everything is after the fader, basically. Same thing here. If I turn my fader down, the signal gets quieter and smaller as I'm tapping. If I turn my fader up, and so I'm gaining out my channel. Okay, so everything is post fader when you do buses. That's the way I wanted to set it up. That way I could use my EQ section in here and everything and have a good flow. I like that better than the other way. The other way, basically, it was as soon as it came off the preamps, went right into the DAW. First was fine, you know, but there was definitely no tone shaping that I could do or anything like that. So when you do record, let's say you're in the room and you're singing in the microphone and you don't want to come through your mains, you can turn your speakers down, is one option, or you can come here and turn your stereo off and then it won't come through your mains as well. So it's kind of both ways to do that. And then you can set these up to your aux buses. Super easy to do. So like my aux 1 and 2 is set up for my headphone mix. So that comes down here to my headphones, my headphone rack. So I would take channel 4. Let me go to channel 4 here. Okay, so it looks like I already did some EQ shaping here. So we're going to select that, and it gives us the screen. Okay, so you can see aux 1 and 2. So I have it central, so the first rotary here is like if I'm panning it right or left. Okay, so we want it center. There we go. And then this is your level. Okay, 1 and 2, they're already stereo pair. So then my sends 1 and 2 together. So like you're sending it to a bus, that bus was turned down, so this is the output of that bus. So now they would have it in their ears, basically. So you can make headphone buses. You know, you got, I just have it set up for 2. You could do more, obviously, or do monos. You have 4, and then I also have my returns. So you could, if you know how to route headphone mixes, you can do the same thing with external effects with the FX return. Just play around with it. That should be the most stuff you would need to know how to do. Past that, there's just simple little things. If you're not getting any signal, make sure your stereo is up. So, I guess I should go over this last one. So the remote. So remote directly affects what's in your DAW. Let me pull this up. Okay, so now I got the DAW up here. And you can see my reflection, yay. So, kind of a way to get a ground is in Pro Tools, you can see how this is highlighted white. That one's now highlighted white, okay? That will also change with the select button. So, audio 2 was selected, okay? Now I'm gonna hit audio 2 on this one is, these don't have technical numbers, so I'm just gonna go with the first number here. which is 15. Okay, so when I go here and I select 14, it's now highlighted the mix. So let me see if I can do this live here. No, can't do it live. Okay, so basically I'm gonna turn, I don't want to turn it sideways. As I select these, it will select different channels. Super cool. You can bank, you know, obviously if you have more than 24 channels. Oh, I have my focus here. If you have more than 24 channels, you know, you can bank up and down 24. Same thing for these faders. You know, they will automate. Your solos will solo. Your mutes will mute. The rotary knobs, you can control what you want to do with them up here. Have them set for pan or different cool things. And another thing is if you don't want to sit there and try and click the record button. Well, let me get my hand in here. I don't know why it's got autofocus locked. If you want to try and click the record button and it's kind of difficult, you can hold the record button down and the select button. Of course, I don't have that many channels. And if I had two hands, I could do it. But you hold record down and select, and then it will record arm that channel. So kind of a cool thing that you can do with it. Another thing that I did not find on the internet is how to power this thing off. And I could not do it with one hand, so give me a second to set this up. So you're going to hit the blue and white button here, and then you're going to hit the Alt button right here, like this. Gas if you want to shut down, and you hit Enter to confirm, and we can power down. That's it. ProTools will get mad at me because I killed the audio interface, so we'll close that out. That's it. Hopefully that helps you guys. What's up? So, apparently I can't talk today. So there's one more thing I need to add to this video here, and that is playing sounds from your computer, like YouTube or, so not your DAW, but like YouTube or Facebook or one of your browsers, or like sounds from your computer back, like iTunes. So the way you do this is open up Audio MIDI Setup, which I already have open right here. Okay, now the Tascam is turned on, and I have already confirmed that it is locked, so it's good to go. And we're gonna go to, this took me a while for some reason, Window, Show Audio Devices. Okay, and here you're either gonna build a new one, and I just named mine DM, because this is called the Tascam DM, and then my interface is outputs 2526. So the downside of this is that every time you turn the mixer off, you have to reset this. You don't have to reset it up, but you just have to refresh it. So like, see how it's grayed out right now? I just turned my mixer on and it's grayed out. So I will just, where it says devices, I'll unselect it, and look, it highlighted itself back in. Okay, and then you would go to configure speakers. And then this is where it says speaker, and you choose which out you're going to use for your audio. So there's two different like buses here, 1 through 16. So up here, configure, you can do stereo, surround, whatever, isometric. Don't worry about that stuff. Yeah, just I do 1 and 2, just like everybody else, and apply. Done, and now it has set it up where that's grayed out now, and we'll cancel this, and let's go here to, well, I actually don't have, let's see, YouTube. So just real quick, I'll just play this video. See, my audio is turned up. Now my mains are off, but I'm gonna come here to my returns channel. Select. And I have audio coming out my stereo. Just my mains are turned off. So, and then also if I wanted to see it here, I can go to monitor. Oh. And you can see it there. Cool. So that's it.